Friday night, he's got the win, Frank. Is that a makeable fight? Archie said he wanted it on a Tyson Fury undercard. Is it doable?
Well, I haven't spoken to him yet, so I'll let you know in due course. But we wanted to get today out of the way, and he showed another facet of his ability tonight in pulling it out the bag and pulling a big punch out the bag against a guy who come to fight and was giving him a good fight until he stopped him. I love Archie. I mean, I think he's had a great year. You think what he's done in the last year, winning some good fights against good opposition and come through with flying colours. As I say, we'll sit down in the next couple of weeks and then we'll work out what direction he's going to go in. But I want to get him out again before Christmas, and I'm quite sure he will be out before Christmas.
And just a quick one on Daniel. Going into next year, I know you said you wanted about once more before the end of the year. People are already throwing names around for what we could expect from Daniel next year. Some people are saying the likes of Otto Valen. We know Joyce is going to face Marco Huck for the European title. Are these names sort of realistic for Daniel going into next year?
Yeah, absolutely. He's there. He sent another message out tonight with a magnificent performance. It was punch perfect, great jab, great combinations. I've watched it back a couple of times. That was a bit of a statement he made tonight.
Frank, quick performance from Daniel. What would you say to any critics that say that you don't really learn an awful lot from something that's happened within 3 minutes?
Well, he looked like he's learned a lot from me. His jab was superb. As I said, his combinations that he was throwing were superb. When you've got fellas who are big punchers, they're liable to take, if they connect, they take you out. And that's what he did. He set him up with his superb jab. That jab, you look at that his jab has got better and better in his last couple of fights. For me, I was pleased with that. And he absolutely set him up for those shots and put together, as I said, 3 or 4 good punches. Hurt the guy. The guy came to fight. He didn't want to swallow, did he? He wanted to get up. He's pushing the referee so he could go on. The referee done him a favour. I think he'd have been flat on his back otherwise. But Daniel did what he had to do and sent a strong message out today.
You've compared his jab to Larry Holmes.
You see it. I can't think of too many heavyweights out there who've got a better jab than him at the moment.
Any other comparisons to any other heavyweights you'd like to make for Daniel after that?
Look, we tried to make Chisora, we tried to make David Price. We've offered all those guys a fight. They don't want to know. That speaks volumes for what they feel about him. He's a young man, limited senior amateur experience. Only had 7 bouts as an amateur. As a senior, and he's on to his 13th bout and winning his 7th belt. And it's not so much the fact he's won belts; it's also the fact he's involved in title fights after 3 fights. That's not bad, is it? He's a class act, and as I said, for me, he's the most exciting young heavyweight that I've been involved with in my time in boxing. And I think at this stage of his career, hopefully he will go, and I think he will go from strength to strength. But at this stage of his career, he's the best young heavyweight I've been involved with.
Last one from us, Frank. It's been titled every belt. That obviously ultimately ends with the world title. When would you think the timescale realistically for that one?
Well, at the moment, all the belts are all tied up, aren't they? And all the guys are committed to 2 fights or one fight. So you've got Joshua fighting Ruiz. You've got Deontay Wilder fighting against Ortiz. He comes through that. He's going to fight Tyson. There may be a rematch of the pair of them after that. Who knows? So they're all going to be tied up for at least another, probably till this time next year. And by then, Daniel, he keeps winning. You've got Joyce there as well, which might be a fight we might be able to make. The winner of whoever is out on top, there will be a mandatory challenger for one of those belts. So he's going to be there, and he's still a young man, and he's still learning, and he's done tremendously well.
Frank, just one from me. What do you make of Anthony Joshua's comments that he'd like to fight Tyson Fury over Deontay Wilder in the future? The best of the British.
Well, listen, it'd be a great fight to make. He's got to get through Ruiz first. Let's see where he goes with Ruiz. If he gets past that one, and Tyson's got his fight lined up, what a great fight that would be for the fans. I mean, it's a bit of a shame that he weren't saying that a few months ago when we wanted to make the fight. And now it's nice to hear that he's chasing Tyson.
Frank, just to touch on Nicola Adams quickly, because we haven't mentioned her, retained a WBO world title with a split draw. Opinion seems to be split across social media as to which way the fight went in people's opinion. Just want to know how you saw the fight fold out and who you think the winner was.
She's been out of the ring for a year. I mean, it's a year out of the ring, so there's a bit of ring rust there. There's no doubt about that. But I thought she won it by a good 2 rounds. I thought she won it. But it is what it is. But you know what? We might be able to make it as a rematch. No one can complain about that.
Frank, 356 days out of the ring for Nicola Adams. Do you think you'll make the rematch before the end of the year, possibly in Leeds?
I haven't even had a chance to speak to her, but we'd like to do something. Let's see what we can do, and I'll sit down with her again. I'll speak to her over the weekend, and she'll make her mind up what she wants to do.
Do you think you could get her headlining a card? Katie Taylor's headlining next month in Manchester. Do you turn her into...
Whereabouts is she boxing in Manchester?
I'm not sure. I think the arena.
Well, Manchester Arena. She's headlining.
Yeah, she's headlining. Do you think you can turn Nicola Adams into the star of women's professional boxing?
If she fights more regularly, yeah. But she's not fighting regularly. She's been out of the ring for various reasons, injuries and a couple of personal problems. She went off to the States. She needs to be here, but she's living here now. And she needs to build a fan base, and tonight's the start of that.
So it was quite flat in here tonight with Nicola Adams. I think Selina's got a much better reception. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think?
What you mean
Where were the
after
British
the fight?
After the fight, yeah, and before.
I think that she was game, wasn't she, Selina? She came to fight and did what she had to do. But as I say, there was a bit of ring rust, but she won. In my opinion, won. And irrespective of whose opinion it is, she's a champion. So let's make the fight again, and then we can. With that rust out of her system, I think it'll be a different result next time. What I mean by a different result, I think she'll win it convincingly. Yeah.
Are you at all worried she might pack in the professional game and let's go to the Olympics now after that?
I don't think she'd do that. She'd have to go for qualifiers and all that stuff now. I doubt she'd do that. I think she is a pro and that's what it is.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Frank.
Safe journey home. Thank you. I hope